All right, this is Igbo Philosophy TV. We are here once again to bring you the gospel from the ancient people, being Ndibo, who are today referred as Ndibo, the ancient people. Over here, you will listen to the teachings of today as it was read by this our Miabo Daddy. The sermon of today is being read from Igbo's book of Igbo spirituality. That is to tell you that we are getting there. It's high time we trace who we are. It's high time we acknowledge things about us. It's high time we embrace our spirituality to even know how potent our spirituality is, because we are a special breed. We are a special breed. That is the thing Igbos don't know. We are not just anyhow people. The first people that ever existed on this planet Earth, that's in the Igbo. You will listen to what this our Amir Bodati said about Igbo spirituality, the function of Dibia, how Dibia function, the work of Dibia, how they invent, how they treat sicknesses, how they did a lot of things, even before the white man can think of invention. We have been doing all these things, but today they will tell you, if not because of white, we wouldn't have achieved this, or we wouldn't have gotten this, or see this, or see that. But that is blatant lies, because we are not allowed. Most of our history was distorted. These people just on purpose subjugated us. On purpose changed a lot of narrative about our existence as a people. Our people don't know. That is why we are looking down on ourselves and on our spirituality. I want you guys to watch and listen to what this our Miabo Daddy said. After watching, like the video and share the video. Very important. We need to know who we are. Very, very important. Very important. We need to know who we are, because knowing who we are will help us a lot. Knowing who we are will help us ratify some certain things. Will help made us even know that we are not just an ordinary people. There are some things we ought not to be doing. Even there are some food we ought not to be eating, because it will defy us, because there is a way Creator created us. Our Chi Ukwu, there is a way he created us. There are some things he don't want us to associate ourselves with. These are the things we ought to know. No long talk. I want you guys to watch. After watching, like and share the video. Peace and love.
Welcome once again to another edition of Looking into the African History. We believe, in all fairness, that we've gone through books written to the Romans, to the Palestinians, to the Moroccans, to the Germans. I mean, it's high time we look at our own. Today, we are looking into the gospel of African spirituality. In the days before churches were built, before temples and cathedrals rose, Africa stood barefoot on sacred earth and spoke to heavens. Before the world sought God in the sky, Africa found God in everything. Before religion had names and words, Africa was living it. The world, as we know it, had gone through ages. Africa was profoundly terrorized. She got shattered and lost for losing the wholeness of her history. The minds of our children was not just colonized, images and context of our divinity were equally colonized. The spirit continent never needed a book to find God. People looked at the sky, at the river, as animals and fellow human beings to see the divine. African spirituality gave birth to science and therefore agrees in whole with science. People never needed to beg the heavens. They communed with the heavens. People never feared the ancestors because they walked with the ancestors. Africa taught the world that the divine is not far. It is rather within. She taught the world that to be holy is not to escape the world, but to live in it with honor, balance, and truth. People spoke to spirit, not in fear, but in respect. They danced, not for fun, but as a spiritual exercise. And when men pour libations on the ground, it is not to waste, but to honor the earth and to honor the holy ancestors who honored the earth. They lived with the earth, not above it, because they understood that everything is connected. Life is one, the one which the Europeans will later call God. Africa's spirituality was not weak. It was not darkness. It was not witchcraft. It was power. Power that knew when to be silent and when to command the elements. Power that healed without hospitals. Power that saw the future without technology. If you have been once made to believe that this is in the past, remember, this is the foundation. The past is the present. Let the drummers drum again. Let the spirits hear their names once again. Let the children remember who they are. African spirituality was never a religion, but a culture, a guide to knowing oneself, acknowledging one's holy ancestors, walking in harmony with nature, speaking to God with heart and not just with mouth, living clean and thinking deep, and treating life as sacred.